Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to quickly cover my annual service with you guys. So for anyone that's interested in getting their CFMOTO 450MT on an annual service. So I've done just over 2,500 miles on the bike. I know that's not a lot in comparison to other riders, but this is just sort of informative. It's for me to keep track of my servicing of the bike as well, and also to share my experiences with you guys if anyone is interested. So did a quick little wash yesterday on the bike, so I managed to get a slot to get the bike serviced. It's now over a year old, and so far I've had no issues with this bike at all. Touch wood. So very happy with that. So I bought the bike from Bike Treads in Swindon, and I, as I said, managed to get a slot to get the bike serviced. This is now, what is it? March. Yeah, April was sort of the end of the year rotation, and so managed to get a slot booked. Was there at 10:30. Took about 2 hours, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. Yeah, say about 2 hours to do the service as well. The guys checked the bike over. They say everything is 100%. The tires, I can quickly run through the stuff with you guys. So what everyone is interested in is the price. So how much did it cost for the annual service? £229 and 15 pence. That's including VAT and all that lovely business. So so workshop consumables service was carried out 192, and then it is workshop consumables £5.50, and environmental disposal of liquids £6. What is this? The oil is £15.65, and the oil filter assembly £10. That's the bulk of the thing, and you know the biggest price is for 2 hours someone's work, £192. I don't really have a problem with that. I don't have all the tools at home, and I also want to keep the warranty, so that's the reason why I bring it to the guys at Bike Treads. They also checked my tread depth. So front is 5.6 mil, rear 5.9 mil, running 32 psi in the tires. Brake pads, front is 4 mil, rear sitting at 5 mil. All lights checked, drivetrain checked, lube and adjusted. Sprockets checked, front and rear for wear. Battery level checked, so that's all cool as well. Pivot points and bearings checked. Brake fluid and clutch fluids checked. Coolant okay. Full diagnostics checked okay. No outstanding recalls, call campaigns. All checked. So that is it. So everything nicely checked on the bike. I like to keep my bike clean as well. I did buy myself a little stand that I use to lift up the rear tire so I can clean the chain, degrease it, and then re-grease it again. I think that's sort of the important thing on a bike, specifically if you're riding in the winter months, where it almost feels like the salt and the water on the road just takes all the lubrication away. It doesn't matter what I put on. I put a winter chain lube on, summer chain lube, specific thick chain lube. It all just sort of wears out or dissolves in the winter. So I've got a nice little routine where I lift up the rear tire, or the rear of the bike, and I'll maybe do a little video about that stand, because it's very useful to actually have that if you don't want a paddock stand in your garage. So I lift up the rear wheel, then I use a degreaser, and Muck-Off is the one that I'm currently using, and that's been working really well. I use the Gorilla chain cleaner as well. It's a little bit high pressure can or whatever. Where the Muck-Off stuff is like a spray on, and it works quite well, and it doesn't stain my driveway. So clean the chain, and then I lube it with Gorilla Lube. for the chain. It's like a chain lube wax style thing, and it works quite well. But yeah, guys, not had any issues. So the bike has gone through a winter, and if I compare this bike to my Honda Grom that I had, where the paint was flaking off on the front suspension, the paint was flaking off here by the brakes as well. So all of this type of paint all flaked off. I had to get it replaced under warranty because it was so bad. But yeah, this bike is holding up really well. I'm very, very surprised. And I ride in the wet and I ride in the dry, and I don't clean the bike every weekend. But you know, if I'm going to ride when the roads are very salty, I do just give the bike a quick little rinse off. But not overly treating the bike like with golden gloves type of thing. The bike needs to work for me. If it stands for like a week or 2 weeks, then it just needs to stand. You know, I can't do anything about it if the weather is that bad. But yeah, guys, super impressed with this bike still. Every time I get on the bike, it sounds good. It really rides very comfortably. I'm 5'11", so 178 centimeters tall, and I don't have knee pain or back pain or even bum pain from a hard seat or whatever. It's just a very comfortable bike. My helmet is a little bit noisy with the screen. I don't ride the screen totally up. I ride it where there's wind on my forehead, and that's okay-ish. If you ever worry about it being too loud, just use some earplugs. But otherwise, no, I can't fault this bike. The tires, even this cheap CST tires that everyone says is very bad, or there's some feedback that they are not that great. I really enjoy it. The grip is good. It feels good. It rides well. It keeps the pressure. Even the rims as well, with the spokes and stuff. There's no rust or nothing. It's absolutely brilliant. The one thing that I can say is the brakes are a bit wooden feeling on the front. A lot of guys just replace the pads to get a bit of better feel. I'm going to run the pads down. If the pads are down, then I'll replace it with something better. But otherwise, jeez, man, very impressed. I like the app as well, where you can see the bike if it's been moved or bumped, or you can geofence the bike. You know, you can see if there's any software updates. I've done about 2 software updates on this bike. The app keeps on getting development as well. It's just in general, it's just a really nice bike. The only thing that I can say for someone wanting to buy this bike for green laning, specifically in the UK, I've been looking at a 300L Honda, just as a smaller, lighter bike that if I do drop it, I don't have to spend an awful lot of money on replacing parts and whatever. But that's what I want to do. You sort of need something like this, or maybe a larger bike if you want to do road riding, or crappy tar that we see a lot of here in the UK. But if you want to go into green laning where it's super narrow, super rutty, and man, let me tell you one thing. You know, this bike is supposed to be, I think it's more like an adventure bike, where the 300L or the Rally is more dual sport bikes. But I got stuck in a green lane because I didn't do a proper planning. I didn't check the stuff out. I just said, there's a byway that I can go down, that I'm allowed to go down. Went down there, was such massive ruts on the side. The banks were high. The middle section had a rut in, and it was overgrown with grass and whatever. And it was a massive pain to actually ride this bike in that type of conditions. And it was for about 3 kilometers, where you have to basically stand on your try balance, and if you step off too much, you can fall into the Jeep track trail. It was just a nightmare, absolutely a nightmare. The other thing as well that I did found is like where this trail was, I stopped and I thought to myself, you know, what would I do now? Sort of a reality check. Check yourself before you wreck yourself type of scenario. I thought to myself, what would I now do if I can't get out of here? If I can't turn the bike around because it's so it's so narrow and overgrown. I have to go forward. I can't really go back. And then I looked at my phone and there was no mobile signal. So it's like it's just the worst scenario ever. So stuck there in the middle of nowhere. Can't phone anyone to come and help me out to push the bike out or whatever. So I think you need to buy the tool for what you're going to use it for. Currently I'm using this bike for getting out, doing back roads where it's gravel and it's wide and so forth and so forth. But if you want to do green laning in the UK, most of the trails are pretty rough and you need something light, small, where you can put your feet down and you can just go and have fun. And I think the 300L is a really nice bike. There's probably the KLX 300 as well, but I sort of like the Honda bikes. It's a friendly bike to actually ride. And it's also not intimidating when there's horses and there's people. People get annoyed when there's massive bikes, massive noise and like racing past them and whatever. So people get annoyed. I just want to go into the countryside like I am now and just enjoy a bit of fresh air, different trails, and exploring the countryside where there's no one. Don't want to see cars, don't want to see people really. Just want to get into a mindset of I just focus on seeing new places or enjoying learning skills a little bit more, learning my skill or improving my skill on the off-road side without being intimidated. But yeah guys, first service, annual service done. Price is done. I think the price is good. The service from the guys at Bike Trades has been awesome, as usual. And yeah, all in all, great bike. Double thumbs up. If anyone has got questions about the bike, please drop it in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow and it helps us share the information out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go and have a slow cruise home. I'm here in the country, so I'm going to go down this road, just see where it ends and then turn around, go take a slow cruise back home and enjoy a little bit of the sunshine. Hope to see you in the next video guys. Thanks for watching and cheers.